high vibrational things that you need to add to your life right now. You are a vibrational being. And the more that we pay attention to our vibration and use our practices to align with not only our spirit, but our true self, we bring in more gratitude, mindfulness, more appreciation, more of our intuition and our spirit. So in this video, I'm going to share with you some of my favorite high vibrational practices that you can use to permanently shift your vibration to a higher level of consciousness. Today, we're diving deep into the topic of high vibrational living. And more than these are just practices, these practices help us shift our consciousness and our vibration to a higher level. So we're better attractors, manifestors, so that we actually radiate more positivity, kindness, compassion, and see that reflected in the world around us. Who wouldn't want that? Hi, I'm Sonia. I'm a fourth-generation intuitive, and I teach you how to plug back into your innate divine self, your intuition. If you're new here, welcome. Don't forget to hit subscribe and then hit that little bell notification because I release new videos every week. If you're returning, I love you. You're my people. Welcome back. I'm so happy you're here. But a little housekeeping, as always, definitely check out the description box below. I have tons of free tools, meditations, all of it. And I'm going to be teaching a workshop for $5 coming up very soon. So definitely check out the links for tons of ways to help you shift into that high vibrational life. So let's get into it. To the feet, the hands. Okay, sorry, I'm Mulan. So when we're talking about high vibrational practices, first we have to recognize that you are a vibrational being. Genuinely, we often get influenced and affected by the energy that surrounds us. Now, we can see this as a living mirrored example for if you are with somebody who's really anxious or upset, we can feel that energy infect us, or the opposite. Somebody, maybe you're in a weird mood and then somebody comes in who's just in a real positive, good vibe energy and shifts us out of that funk. So just like ourselves, we can play with that scale, and certain practices that we have can really help to make that our new normal. So our very first practice that I have is one, notice what is working in your life. Now, why this is so important is we have something inherently wired in us called the negativity bias. This was an evolutionary purpose to make sure that we weren't getting eaten by saber-toothed tigers, but nowadays often that gets hijacked where we micromanage and look at all the things that are not working in our lives. And that can become repetitive. That can also get us focused in negativity. That can get us feeling stuck and powerless. So just a simple practice that you can use at the beginning and the end of your day is what worked? What are you grateful for today? For example, for myself, and one thing that is another by high vibrational, I went to go get my nails done. And usually I'm like, no, it's going to take forever to get my fingers, my toes, and my whole thing. So I asked my angels that, hey, angels, guys, help me out. I walked into the nail salon. There was no one there. I got my toes and fingers done at the exact same time with the most kind, wonderful people. And at the end of my day, I was like, that was such a wonderful thing that I feel so grateful for. That was something that works. So notice, did you have a nice conversation, a cup of coffee? Did he stop and smell the roses? Genuinely, these little things that we can train our attention to will train our ego intellect, the part that can get fixated on the negative, to start to look for the positive, bringing up our own vibration. The second practice that I want to share with you that is so important, which I first likened to, is surround yourself with good company and pay attention to the quality of your conversations. When you're an intuitive, empathic person, we get affected. So when you keep yourself in good company, which means one, friends who support you, who see you, who validate you, who champion you, who help you laugh, who bring in connection, that's all high vibrational beings that then affect your own energy. Pay attention to the company you keep. There are what I call Dorito friends, filler friends that might in the moment be what is easiest, but don't leave you feeling nourished in your body and your soul. So just pay attention. how do I feel after spending time with this person? And when we can start to align ourselves with what we do want, and for example, a lot of times we can get into gossip or low vibrational conversations as a topic of habit. So we can even shift those conversations by even one of my favorite questions that I love to ask people is, what was the best thing that happened to you today or recently? When we can take the lead and changing sometimes the dynamics of these conversations, we can create a new conversation instead of our head that can go all or nothing. Third, which is really important, feed yourself with good food, get enough sleep, and enough water. When we can eat things that come from the earth, that feel good, drinking enough water, these are all ways that we can take care of our bodies. And that is where our auric field radiates from. You don't get enough sleep, you don't get enough water, you don't get enough nutritious food, it will match in your energy levels. I know, for example, for me, if I don't get enough sleep, all of a sudden I'll be cranky and crabby, and also my bandwidth for where my mind will go to negativity gets a lot more narrow. So just simple practices of taking care of your physical body and making it a priority is a huge way that you can shift your energy. 4 is also going to spend time in nature. The beautiful thing about nature is that it's naturally the highest vibe. It is Mother Earth. It is the original mama. And we have to remember that you too are a part of nature. When we can go spend time outside, when we can go, and even if you don't have access to a park, even if you go put your feet in the grass or smell some flowers or even buy a bouquet of flowers for yourself, those are ways that we can start to not only clear our auric field that can get caught with all the other stuff of the day, people, energy, things, whatever, to-do lists, that helps to clear and raise our vibration. I know that for myself, when I go spend time outside, when I go spend time in nature and prioritize it, and it can even be like as simple as going for a walk, I can feel a genuine shift in my vibration. So make it a priority. Often, sometimes we end up doom scrolling on Instagram when we're bored. Instead, go get some fresh air. Go smell some flowers. See the divine and wonder in the every single day. Which brings me to number 5. Where can you bring in more wonder and awe in your life? Wondering and saying, oh my goodness, like I'm looking at a flower and having wonder. Or for me, I always find it in nature so much. But even when we can look at the things around us with gratitude and appreciation and curiosity, that's also a portal for listening for our intuition. The more that we can be grounded in the present world right now around us and really see what miracles that we might miss is a huge way to boost and shift our vibration and help to bring you to present, bring you to your own creativity, which brings me to number, I always forget my numbers when I'm in this space, so I feel like maybe 6. Have a good sense of humor. Your ego intellect loves to take things very seriously. As my Nana used to say, the situation is critical, but never serious. And when we can find humor, laughing at ourselves, laughing at situations, finding those sips helps to break up that intensity and that seriousness that instantly raises the vibration, instantly connects us to our guides, instantly connects us to our intuition, instantly brings us back into the present moment. And last, I'd say really find ways to be creative. You are naturally, inherently a creative being. Even if you don't think of yourself as such, you are. And when we can be creative in so many different ways, it can be in the garden, it can be writing, it can be coloring, it can be anything, cooking, dressing yourself. These are ways that we can engage our creative muscles, and even better, to bring in people who we love to do it with us. Create a creative activity. Go to a puzzle room, or maybe go golf cart racing, or what is it? Not golf carts. You get what I'm saying. But when we can bring in those moments of fun and engagement and flow that get us out of our linear world, instantly raises our vibration. I find that play is the number one thing we can raise our vibration. And sometimes people have a real challenging relationship with it. But really, it's just 3 components: presence, flow, and fun. And you can even create that by being like, all right, who are my fun, creative people in my life? Who do I laugh with most? Bring them in. Have these different activities. Be silly. Don't take yourself too seriously. These are all huge practices that will help you raise your vibration, connect to your spirit, and be yourself. And last but not least, thank your spirit and feed your spirit every single day. It doesn't need a lot. It needs a little. Whether that is playing music, whether that's meditation, whether that's looking at art, something, beauty, these things feed our spirit. And the more that we attend to our spirit and nurture it, more naturally our vibration gets raised. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Also, if you haven't, check out my other video, low vibrational things you need to cut out of your life as well, because this is really about a shift in consciousness and in how you live. So let me know what you think in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And also, like I said, I have a workshop coming up for $5. Come check out the description box. I cannot wait to see you there. I'm sending you all my love, and I'll see you next week. Bye.